Go. So I mean, if I'm interested in reading these articles, I might as well do a video on it, right? And it might only take a few extra minute or two to do the vi- video on it instead of just reading it. But like, comment, subscribe. We got announced job cuts hits 1.17 million in 2025, 54% higher than 2024 last year. So let's check it out. It said it is getting very hard to deny that the U.S. economy is moving in the wrong direction. Yesterday, ADP reported that the U.S. economy shed tens of thousands of jobs last month. Today, Challenger, Gray, and Christmas is reporting that U.S. employers announced a grand total of 1.17 million job cuts in the first 11 months of 2025. U.S.-based employers have cut more than 1.17 million jobs so far in 2025, the highest level since 2020 in the during the COVID year. From January to November this year, employers cut more than a million jobs, a 54% increase from the 700,000 cut during the first 11 months of 2024. So in 2020, large numbers of Americans were temporarily laid off due to the lockdowns, but we don't have any lockdowns in 2025. What we have instead is a rapidly deteriorating economy. Traditionally, employers have been hesitant to lay off workers just before the holiday season because it can mean bad publicity. But this November, employers were not hesitant to swing the axe as usual, and the telecom industry led the way. Telecom alone slashed 15,000 plus jobs, its worst month since April 2020 when the pandemic forced widespread shutdowns. Telecom, like, I don't know anybody that works with telecom. Can you even look that up on LinkedIn? Like, who works with telecom? Are these people listed online? Other industries aren't doing much better. Tech job losses are up 17%. Food distributors, especially those that produce beef, are up 26%. While people who distribute beef and service sector layoffs have declined 64%. Service sector layoffs. Um, they said Verizon is set to cut over 13,000 workers. Verizon had just over 100,000 employees as of September 30th, meaning the layoff will reduce the headcount by about 13%. But that's insane that they have 100,000 plus employees. Perhaps Verizon's new management can turn the company around, but considering the trajectory that Verizon is currently on, it would take a miracle. Wow. If you are searching for a job in this very tough economic environment, I feel very badly for you, he said. We are being told that 30% of all job postings are fake. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I can see because ain't no regulation on posting any type of job online. There's no regulations on it, and they can easily be fake where nobody ever responds to you after you apply. And competition for any decent job that are available has become extremely fierce. Wow, he said extremely fierce. In the old days, having a college degree would give you an edge, but now that is a lot less true than it once was. College grads may be losing their edge in the labor market as the unemployment gap between them and workers with only high school degrees have narrowed and reached its lowest level in decades, according to a new report. Wow. They're saying 25% in September, 25% of all unemployed Americans actually had a college degree. Things are particularly tough for new grads, as I discussed the other day. Nikki Haley's son, that's not a single one of him or his friends have gotten a job yet. How can anyone spin that to make it sound good? It can't be done. He said, we have a giant mess on our hands and more businesses are going belly up. One restaurant chain that had been in business for 88 years just closed their final 8 locations. Who is that they're talking about? Talking about some North Carolina chain. Cap interesting. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. Where North Carolina chain they talking about? Beloved Southern restaurant chain closes all locations after 88 years in business. Wow. A family restaurant chain called K&W Cafeteria across North Carolina and Virginia closed its final 8 restaurants, marking the end of a dining tradition generations grew up with. Wow. Wow. Interesting. When I first started writing about America's restaurant apocalypse, some of the skeptics thought I was exaggerating. Of course, nobody thinks that I'm exaggerating now because thousands of locations have been permanently shuttered. U.S. manufacturing has fallen on hard times too. In fact, the Institute for Supply Management is telling us that U.S. manufacturing activity is now falling for 9 months in a row. While American manufacturing contracted for the 9 straight months, a survey showed. He said we are more than $104 trillion in debt. Um, Glenn Beck has aptly pointed out that this is the first time in world history when every major civilization is simultaneously facing a historic debt crisis. For the first time in recorded history, every major civilization, America, China, Europe, Japan, is hitting the absolute peak of the debt supercycle at the exact same time. There is no rising power waiting in the wings like there always has been. When the recession won't be regional, it will be global, systemic, and sudden. Wow. I've never heard anyone explain to me in rational terms how this is going to, end good. We all know that the system is going to collapse. It's just a matter of when it will happen, considering how rapidly things are starting to unravel in 2025. It may happen a lot sooner than people think. Wow. So that's the deal on, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Going over the article, they announced cuts have hit 1.17 million, man, in 2024, in 2025, I mean, 54% higher than 2024. All right. So that's what it is, man. Holla. Like, comment, subscribe, holla.